welcome to a review, I guess, for the 100th episode of Reading Poetry Badly. The last time I did this at 50 poems, and I just mentioned the top five, five of my favorites. There wasn't really any particular order. And maybe I'll start there and list off the five favorites, but I will in this one actually have a favorite, which I will tell you at the end of this video. And it won't take long. Anyways, my five favorites that I took away from this section of 50 of the 150 most famous poems, according to Poetry House, is the first one was Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. It's almost like a gimme with this guy. That just reminds me of, I love, exploring, travel, and checking things out. You drive down the road and you see two ways to go and you want to go with them both. That's been in my head my whole life. I've always felt like that. I've always wanted to know what was that way and what was that way and what was that way. So that one is an easy one. The next is Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep by Mary Fry. That was another nice sentiment too. Like I'm not in the ground there. I moved on. I'm back into everything now. I really like that one. The next was two actually by this guy, by Edgar Albert Guest. And there was It Couldn't Be Done and The Stick Together Families. I just like the great attitude behind It Couldn't Be Done. People all over forever in your life will tell you it can't be done or this can't be done, and the answer is just roll up your sleeves and do it. And The Stick Together Families, that just reminds me of my family. We're always together around Christmas when, a lot of us live in the same town. When I was young, we were 3 hours away from both my mother and father's families, so we were always traveling back and forth. You'd spend Christmas there, you'd spend whatever holidays, time off. It was always visit the family, be with the family, and there were so many of us together, always camping, hanging on the seashore, all that good stuff. And as well, I've got Invictus here by William Ernest Henley. And I believe that was just the moderation poem. If you can keep your head in the middle of all, the midst of everything else, if you can stand back and listen before you act, that kind of attitude. So that was William Ernest Henley's Invictus. And those would be the top five poems that I enjoyed out of this section of 50. I also would make a few honorable mentions, starting with the ones I don't like, the longest ones. But there was one called Horatius by Thomas Babington Macaulay, which it was long and I probably didn't do it really much justice just babbling on through it, but it was a great story of three guys defending a bridge and all these heroes. Even in the end, when one of them almost died, the guy in the enemy, Lenarius, I'm not sure what his name was now, but he was like, you should be cheering for this guy. He fought hard and he made it through the river, got back up on the other side, as much as we're enemies, that was a brave and noble thing. It's a great call to honor. I like that. There was a few more. If by Rudyard Kipling. A Friend's Greeting by Edgar Albert Guest. So that's three. I think that's all he had in this book too, and I liked all three of them. So I'll have to further look into this man. What else we got? The New Colossus by Emma Lazarus, which was just, I think, about the Statue of Liberty. I don't know for sure because I know there's another version of that statue somewhere else in the world, but I believe this is actually talking about the Statue of Liberty. I thought that was kind of cool. What else we got? Flanders Fields, I have to give a mention because as a Canadian, I had to read that poem. I couldn't tell you what any of the lines are now, but we all had to read that in school so many times growing up, every year, Remembrance Day. That's a big theme. And it is important to remember those people. My family's been in the military, as far back, so I appreciate that one and the sacrifice those people make. Finally, for another honorable mention was Abu Ben Adhem. And I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. It's not Adam, but Adhem by Lee or Leigh Hunt. I'm not sure if I pronounced that one either. That just made me smile reading that poem. I don't know what it is. It seems that he's not from God, but yet God's accepting him in the end, I think is what happened there. I'm not sure. In either case, it made me smile. I really enjoyed it. And again, I'm just going through my notes to see what I wanted to talk about for this quick little blurb here. What is this for and what is it about? Well, it's about poetry, obviously, and my desire to see if I like it or enjoy it or love it or whatnot. I've kept going. I would have thought by about number 20 or 30 I'd have got bored of it and stopped, but this is one of the things that's been me through my entire life, been with me. I've always liked to write it and read it, so I'm going to keep at it. And I've also written here, address the KISS acronym, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid. I've been saying it a lot in these videos, and I don't know, trying to make a catchphrase, I guess, but we'll see how that goes. We may not continue with that, I don't know. And that's about it. That's all I wanted to say. And I just wanted to mention too that, if I haven't said it before, this is with intent to make some kind of a revenue stream, I guess. Like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm just doing this for the hell of it. There is a reason. I'm not going to lie and say that it's not what it's about. But it is something that I love, and I wanted to trick something that I loved and make it better for me. Or try and find some way of earning some sort of reward from something that I like. And since I'm still talking about me, I'm going to read a few poems. I know the last one I read a couple by Charles Bukowski on the mid-range episode, but this one I'm going to read a couple of mine just so I can say that I actually do write poetry, and it may not be good or bad, but there is a reason behind all this madness that I'm going through here. So, this first one I named it Picture, and it's just a quick short one. A single drop of dew suspended by a crystal thread above a lake at dawn glistening as I lay listening to the silent trees enjoying the slow wind. And that could have taken place just about any day where I used to live. We're always out traveling around the lakes and in the woods and stuff, so I'm assuming that's where I got that from. So that was Picture. I'm going to read another one. This one doesn't have a name, but it's about death. I am stronger than the greatest hero, and before me they will fall. I'm comfort in depression, and I take it as they fall. I've traveled every path beside you, and still you search for me ahead. Each of you have come to me in fear and love and hate. None of you has left me to return. I am a dream for now, quietly calling as you sleep in peace. I am friend, I am foe, and it really doesn't matter, for I am death and I await you all. So I might have to name that, but for now, that was number 2. And I'm actually going to read one more. This one's about a girl, I guess. We're not going to read the name, but this is the poem. No one's reality could ever be prepared for me. Where I exist, you cease to be. I grow stronger from your fear. Most evident in lust, corrode thy heart with blackened rust. Where there is doubt, I am a must. Guilt proven by suspicion. I feed in greed, I thrive in hate. Jealous hearts are home for me. Need, no, I make you want. A shallow mind is where I haunt. To see me, I am thin and gaunt, and I soon become revenge. All at once feel the rage, a darkened twist on the final page. I'm a wizened evil sage, the tiny seed of mistrust. And that's 3 of the poems I've written. I've got lots, but for now we're going to stick to badly read poems by other people. And I'm going to keep working on my poems. And hopefully, after this 150, we'll get on to something else. Maybe learn a bit about poetry other than just reading it. If you've watched any, thank you for watching. If not, then you aren't seeing this anyway. So, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for listening and enjoy. Hello, I'm back. I forgot to say, and I said I was going to at the end of the video, that my favorite poem of the ones that I read, that I picked for my top 5, I did actually have a real favorite, which was It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest. And I don't know what it is, it's a great attitude of that poem. You know, no matter what happens, people tell you it can't be done, you know, you just try. As a trucker, I'll tell you, you got to try at least once, you know. Put on chains, do what you got to do, but unless you're 100%, you got to at least give it a try. So, I'll add this back into the end of that video, and thank you again for listening. Bye-bye.